Bonjour à toutes et tous, bienvenue dans cette vidéo capsule. Aujourd'hui, j'ai le plaisir d'être avec Sophie Anne qui nous appelle en direct de Berkeley. Merci beaucoup Sophie Anne d'être avec nous pour partager l'expérience de la ville de Berkeley sur la sortie du plastique à usage unique.
Merci de m'avoir invité à participer à cette conversation avec vous. J'ai vécu la plus grande partie de ma vie aux États-Unis, mais le français est ma langue maternelle. Ceci dit, elle n'est pas ma meilleure. Alors, je répondrai principalement en anglais.
Pour commencer, est-ce que vous pourriez nous en dire un petit peu plus sur ce qui vous a poussé et a poussé la ville de Berkeley à lancer cette campagne pour la sortie du plastique à usage unique?
The problem of throwaway foodware, mostly plastic, is both local and global. In the United States, the use of throwaway foodware is more prevalent than in France. Even when eating in at a cafe, it's not unusual to be served on a throwaway paper, plastic, or even styrofoam plate with a plastic cup, fork, and knife. Of course, in the to-go scenario, throwaway food packaging is abundant, often accompanied with handfuls of plastic forks, knives, spoons, and straws thrown in, whether the customer will use them or not. Over the years, the amount of plastic waste flowing into Berkeley's recycling and landfill streams has increased significantly, and more than half of that plastic is foodware. At the same time, the recycling markets in Asia have collapsed, meaning less of our plastics can be recycled and more end up in our landfills. Plastic foodware deposited in our public trash cans or thrown as litter in our streets and parks has increased dramatically, with cans often overflowing. The wind carries this litter into local creeks, storm drains, and waterways, and ultimately plastic items get carried into the San Francisco Bay. Managing all of this plastic litter is expensive for our city. The public dollars we spend managing all of this throwaway plastic effectively subsidizes the very bad habits of restaurants and consumers. So for both environmental and fiscal reasons, the proliferation of plastic throwaway foodware has significant costs for our city. This legislation also helps solve a global problem. The plastics Berkeley ships across the ocean to be recycled in Asia. While people in Berkeley may feel better about using plastic throwaway items when they can drop them into a recycling bin, we aren't actually solving anything. We just export our toxic problems to others. In addition, we've all seen the heartbreaking images of turtles, birds, and other marine life engulfed in plastic debris and of beaches strewn with plastic. And the Pacific Ocean garbage patch, a vortex of plastics as large as France, swirling in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. So the problem we're trying to solve is both local and global, and both environmental and fiscal.
On parle effectivement souvent du fait que le problème du plastique est uniquement environnemental, mais ce qui est intéressant, c'est de se rendre compte qu'il est aussi économique et fiscal. Si je comprends bien, la stratégie de Berkeley consiste à réduire l'afflux de plastique et d'autres produits jetables dans le flux de déchets finaux, en interdisant notamment les articles alimentaires jetables, qui en sont une source très importante pour toutes les raisons que vous venez d'évoquer. Pouvez-vous nous faire part du plan et des priorités de la législation?
So, working with a broad coalition of anti-plastics advocates, I authored Berkeley's Single-Use Plastics and Litter Reduction Ordinance. It includes the most comprehensive and far-reaching measures ever proposed to transition a city from plastic to reusable foodware. While at first, in some instances, we require plastic foodware to be substituted with compostable throwaway items, the long-term goal is to move from throwaway to reusable foodware, not to substitute one throwaway product for another. So the program has four main elements. Restaurants, cafes, and other food establishments are required to use reusable foodware when serving food on the premises. We call that eating in. That means durable, washable plates, silverware, and glasses. Second, all packaging for food taken to go must be in containers that are either compostable or reusable. And third, for coffee and other to-go drink cups, a 25-cent charge will be shown on the receipt as a means of encouraging patrons to bring their own reusable cups. And this charge is not a tax. It is money that is kept by the establishment. The purpose of the charge is the incentive for the patron to bring their reusable cup. Finally, small throwaway items can only be provided if the customer requests and needs them. The program also includes small grants to help restaurants put in dishwashers and purchase reusable items if they don't already have them. It also provides technical assistance to restaurants to help make the transition from throwaway to reusable and compostable foodware. Finally, and in some ways, this is my favorite part of the legislation, we have a second phase. The program requires our city to develop a municipal, citywide, reusable to-go foodware program with standard washable and reusable containers made of glass, metal, or durable plastic. A reusable to-go program is essential to ending the wasteful production, transport, distribution, and use of throwaway foodware, whether it's plastic or compostable.
On comprend que les enjeux sont très semblables au contexte parisien. Quelles sont les principales actions que vous avez menées concrètement et surtout celles dont vous êtes la plus fière?
We did extensive community consultation through public meetings and listening sessions, understand the economics of the businesses, and to hear ideas about how to make this program successful. We also worked very closely with advocates and community groups, including school children who spoke at public meetings and press conferences. They prepared very powerful statements, reminding us that they are the ones who will inherit the earth we are trashing in our blind pursuit of convenience. So I'm most proud of the spirit of cooperation and partnership, which ultimately won the day. When the final version of the legislation came before the City Council for approval, we had unanimous support from the community, and all of my colleagues also voted yes.
J'imagine que ça n'a pas dû être aussi facile que ça. Quels ont été les principaux défis?
Well, the greatest challenge was getting the restaurants to buy in. As I said, habits are hard to change. They have their vendors, their stockpiles. They have ways that they do their business. And restaurants often have very narrow margins. But restaurants have bought into the legislation and embraced it. And ultimately, we had many letters from them and from the restaurant associations. Another very unexpected challenge, of course, is that the program is being rolled out in the context of COVID-19. Restaurants are really struggling. They've had to completely change the way they do business if they're able to do business at all. In Berkeley, at least 25% of our restaurants have already closed. So it's a big blow, and it's a hard time to be asking them to implement new practices. But what's incredible is that many of them are actually already starting to comply and are largely in compliance. So it's been very gratifying to see that even under extreme stress, we have our restaurants really eager to participate.
Thanks a lot. Peut-être pour terminer, de ce que j'ai compris et ce que vous nous avez partagé initialement, c'est que vous avez un ancrage fort ici, de par votre famille et des racines françaises. Vous avez vécu à Paris pendant plusieurs années. Est-ce qu'il y aurait un dernier mot ou un dernier conseil que vous souhaiteriez partager à vos compatriotes parisiens pour supprimer et sortir du plastique à usage unique tous ensemble?
Eh ben, c'est gratifiant de voir que le travail que nous faisons à Berkeley touche une corde sensible, non seulement à travers les États-Unis, mais à Paris et aussi dans le monde entier. Il n'y a pas si longtemps, nous n'avions pas cette dépendance à l'emballage en plastique et à la facilité à tout prix. On a survécu des millénaires avec des aliments réutilisables. Comme toutes les mauvaises habitudes, nous pouvons et devons changer. C'est une petite planète et je suis vraiment contente d'être avec vous en solidarité pour la protéger.
Merci beaucoup, Sophie. Thanks a lot for speaking both English and French. À très bientôt, bravo et bonne continuation.
Merci.